So tomorrow, Baltimore Ravens training camp officially kicks off, and Lamar Jackson just gave us a little extra juicy rumors and speculation to look at with the possibility of his former teammate Matthew Judon coming back to play in the purple and black in Baltimore, as the Ravens could add another pass rusher during NFL training camp. Derrick Henry has been preparing for this training camp, not slowing down one bit. We got some clips of him, some more clips of him, I should say, working out, doing some hill sprints. And we also have some other incredible graphics and stats to break down with Derrick Henry, as well as Isaiah Likely recently married, contract rumors, a look at some roster battles, the media lineup we have in training camp, and much more Baltimore Ravens news. So welcome in to another episode of Ravens Reports. It's your guy Noah here with For the Flock. As always, bringing you guys our top 5 news reports and storylines coming out of our Baltimore Ravens today. Man, all my For the Flock family out there, all the love you guys have been showing in the comments, like even whenever I couldn't do videos for a few weeks, gone for training or this or that, you guys still come in with the love and the support. And I just love the community that we have built here. You know, if you haven't seen already, we recently went over 50,000 subscribers, which is just absolutely mind-blowing and humbling all at the same time. And I just love you guys and I appreciate you guys. And I'm excited to cover Ravens training camp with you guys. And then preseason right around the corner, and then the season opener against the Buffalo Bills. So we're going to have Ravens content coverage for you guys all season. Make sure you have your subscribe and notification bell on so you don't miss anything. And as always, if you get value out of these videos, out of these episodes of Ravens Reports, man, make sure to leave the video a like. It does really help out the channel. I love you guys. Let's go ahead and dive into the content. At number 1, let's talk about the rumors for a Matt Judon reunion. This is something, if you guys have been following the channel, we've been talking about, throwing out the idea for a while now. There's also a guy like Jadeveon Clowney still out there. Now, the Ravens definitely could add another veteran, but the room is looking pretty good right now, especially if Mike Green turns out the way we think he could. But let's just go through that room a little bit real quick and talk about the feasibility of a Matt Judon signing. First of all, the Ravens' probably number 1 edge rusher right now on the depth chart would be Odafe Oweh. You know, double-digit sacks last year with 10 sacks. It's gotten better each year going into a contract year. So he's going to be fired up and ready to, you know, put some good tape out there and have a career year as he enters into free agency, you know. So I'm excited about Oweh. Then Kyle Van Noy, the last 2 seasons, and has been a great rotational veteran presence in the edge room. He showed up in big-time moments and made big plays. 2023, he had 9 sacks with the Ravens despite not even playing a whole season. And then in 2024, 12.5 sacks for the Baltimore Ravens. And then you have the second-round draft pick Mike Green, who could have been a top 15 type of pick because of the talent that he had in this year's draft. And then you also have guys like Adisa Isaac, who's apparently turning some heads in off-season workouts. You also have Tavius Robinson, who is a third-year player that's gotten better each year. David Ojabo has a lot of tools and had big expectations, but has battled injuries. You know, he'll be battling for roster spots. You also have a guy like Malik Ham that will be trying to battle his way back in after showing flashes as an undrafted free agent a few years ago and then dealing with some injuries. So yeah, the Ravens could add another proven vet if they just want to shore up the roster with Matt Judon. If Matt Judon still feels like he can produce, he did have a kind of a down season last year with the Falcons. However, the Falcons defense in general wasn't that good. He didn't have a lot of supporting cast around him. Kind of was the guy at pass rusher. And I would see him being more of a fit as a rotational type of guy, you know, at 33 years old now, you know, alongside a Kyle Van Noy, Oweh, and Mike Green. But I do think he would be a great fit. He's a great energy guy, leader guy. And I think he can still get after it. And he just has that Ravens kind of dog mentality that I like in my outside linebacker, so I would welcome the fit. Now, the reason why we're talking about this, obviously, is because of what Lamar Jackson reposted on his story. If you guys haven't seen it, someone said, hey, Lamar Jackson, man, trying to get Matthew Judon back over there and make this push. And then he reposted it and said Baltimore is home with a crossed fingers fire and then Ravens purple emoji. So it looks like Lamar Jackson would be welcoming Matthew Judon. And I know a guy that he recently welcomed to help recruit to Baltimore was Jair Alexander, his former teammate in Louisville. And I still can't believe, man, our secondary and the fact that we got Jair Alexander on the deal that we got him. He's only 28 years old, still in the prime of his career, paired up with Marlon Humphrey, Kyle Hamilton, Nate Wiggins, Malachi Starks. Man, I'm fired up for this defense and this secondary in general. But Matthew Judon would be a good fit. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments section below. At number 2, let's go ahead and talk about Derrick Henry. We know this man just never stops. I don't know how he's still going like this at 31 years old. All we know is he's built different. Hashtag built different. The dude is just different. There's not many running backs that make it past like 28, 29, still going at that elite level, getting those contracts, yet alone 30 years old. This is like a rare Adrian Peterson type of breed here that we have where he's still producing at that high level in his 30s. 1,900 yards and 14 touchdowns or something like that last year at 30 years old. Just it's rare territory. And you can see why it is. And it's because of these type of workouts right here. Derrick Henry doing these hill sprints. It's been one of his go-tos. And if you saw last year, I mean, he posted a top 4 speed in the NFL as a rusher last year at that age. And this is why he still has that burst and that explosion. And you pair that up with his size and his physicality and his vision. And it's just a nightmare for opposing defenses to deal with, especially when he's paired up in the same backfield as the best dual threat electric rushing quarterback in NFL history in Lamar Jackson. And that's why last year also, if you didn't see it, look at this graphic. Look at this chart real quick. Rushing yards over expected against 8-man stack boxes. Derrick Henry, I was like looking for him on this graphic, and then I realized he's just on his own. He has his own graphic, essentially. He's not even with the rest of the running backs. You got Saquon Barkley that's separated kind of high above everyone. Then you got Derrick Henry even further above Saquon Barkley. And that's also why PFF has him graded as the number 1 running back in 2024. He had a 93.5 rushing grade, which was the first among all running backs. 1,137 yards after contact. I mean, there's a lot of running backs that didn't even have 1,100 yards total. And this is what Derrick Henry had after defenders touched him, after contact. This is absolutely absurd. 81 forced missed tackles, which was first. 93 first down rushes, which was first. The number 8 player on PFF. So a top 10 player in the entire NFL, according to PFF, but the number 1 running back. This is absolutely crazy. And I still expect a big season out of Derrick Henry, and I'm excited to see what he does. This is the year, man. You got a future Hall of Fame running back and a future Hall of Fame quarterback in the same offense. 3rd year of your offensive coordinator. You got weapons on weapons on weapons. Let's go, man. Speaking of weapons, at number 3, let's talk about Isaiah Likely and the contract rumors. Also, he just got married, but pretty cool. We've seen some pretty cool catches in the NFL with the Ravens. I can think of the Jacksonville Jaguars catch. I can think of that clutch catch he made in the playoffs in the divisional round against the Buffalo Bills where he slid in the snow. Man, he's made a ton of awesome plays for Lamar, and that's why the Ravens are trying to keep him around long term. He's also, speaking of long term, just got married and is keeping his girl around long term as well. But let's talk about the contract rumors. It's talked about. It's reported that the Ravens have offered Isaiah Likely a contract extension, with reports suggesting it could be a 1-year deal. A deal worth $13 million a year, per year, not a 1-year deal, matching Mark Andrews' contract. So the Ravens are saying, hey, we paid Mark Andrews like a top 10, top 5 tight end. We see you the same way. We're willing to match that. But Isaiah Likely, I don't know, man. He could be getting even more than that. In my opinion, if Isaiah Likely had the ability to display what he could do as like the guy, the number 1 tight end, without competing for snaps with another tight end like Mark Andrews, I mean, this guy could have 1,000 yards and be like a superstar, top 3 paid tight end, in my opinion. That's just my opinion. I'm very high on Isaiah Likely. Now, he's entering the final year of his rookie contract. He was a 4th-round pick out of Coastal Small School. The Ravens are reportedly looking to secure him long-term, potentially making him the future of that tight end position and letting Mark Andrews walk in free agency the next year. We know that they did entertain trade offers for Mark Andrews. However, no team was willing to cough up the draft compensation that the Ravens were looking for. It's reported that they were looking for like a 2nd-round pick around that range, maybe a third. I've heard other reports, but sounds like teams weren't willing to go that far. However, it's looking like the Ravens want to secure Isaiah Likely as their guy for the future. He's about 5 years younger than Mark Andrews as well. So he's the future here in Baltimore, no doubt about it, and I can't wait to see him locked up and also kind of featured as the guy. But in the meantime, I'm going to enjoy Mark Andrews. You know what I'm saying? I'm not overlooking Mark Andrews. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we have Mark Andrews signed jersey right here. Like, he is like literally a historic Raven. I mean, check this out, man. Mark Andrews is about 250 yards away from passing Derrick Mason as the most reception yards for a Baltimore Raven all time. So, I mean, he has 5,500 career receiving yards, which is second. It's past Todd Heat, past Torrey Smith, Mark Clayton. So Mark Andrews, he's a legend. So I'm definitely going to enjoy the tight end dangerous duo that we have while Mark is still here. He's also been putting in a lot of work in the offseason, and I still think he's in the prime of his career, even though last season was a little bit of a dip. We know he got off to a slow start because of the car accident that happened in training camp and everything. I don't know if you guys remember that, but I'm expecting big things out of Mark this year, as well as Isaiah Likely. At number 4, also, Isaiah Likely, if you didn't see, he did get married. This just happened. The Baltimore Ravens say congratulations. So, congratulations to Isaiah Likely. At number 4, a couple of roster battles I want to highlight real quick. Not going to get deep into them, but just want to preview them as we're heading into training camp. The big ones, in my opinion, is kicker between Tyler Loop and the other undrafted kicker that we brought in, and as well as left guard. Andrew Voorhees I think he's in the lead, but also look out for Ben Cleveland, to start there, as well as Emory Jones, if he can get back in time, during training camp, but he's still not able to practice yet. He's still recovering from that shoulder injury. So there's, 3 viable candidates there competing for left guard. I think Falele's got the right guard spot locked down because the Ravens like continuity on the line, and 4 of the 5 starters are returning. We also have a big battle for linebacker, the starting linebacker next to Roquan Smith, between Teddy Buchanan, Jake Hummel. I think some guys are kind of sleeping on Hummel that we brought him. He has played at a good level for the Rams in the past. And then also Trenton Simpson, who started the season as a starter last year, but then had some hiccups, some bumps and bruises, and ultimately, got benched as a starter, but did still get in on a rotational basis. So there's a couple of different options there, and they're all athletic, and I think that battle will be a real iron sharpening iron type of situation there in camp, and I'm excited to see who takes the lead on that. At number 5, officially tomorrow, the Ravens kicking off training camp, right? Mark Andrews will be addressing the media at 4 p.m. on Tuesday. Nnamdi Madubuike and Ronnie Stanley. And then on Wednesday, we'll have the man himself, Lamar Jackson, John Harbaugh, Derrick Henry, and Roquan Smith. That'll be a fun media day. Thursday at 3:45, we'll have John Harbaugh, Jair Alexander. Let's go. Still can't believe we signed him. Marlon Humphrey and Kyle Van Noy. Then Friday, we got Harbaugh, Kyle Hamilton, Tyler Linderbaum, and Malachi Starks. Man, we got a nice media lineup here, man. I'm excited. And then Saturday, Chris Horton, Todd Monken, Zach Orr, and DeAndre Hopkins. I'm excited to hear from the coordinators as well, and also D-Hop. So let's go, man. Excited for this training camp about to kick off. Continue to pray for health, man, because I don't know if you guys remember, last year we were very, very healthy relatively compared to other years and years in the past. And we prayed for Ravens' health, and the Lord answered our prayers. And so, seriously, man, we got to have another season of health if we want to accomplish the things that the Ravens are capable of accomplishing, which is a Super Bowl championship, man. But it all starts tomorrow in training camp. The work that's put out in the dog days of summer, that's put in, the camaraderie built, the plays built, the impromptu scramble plays, all these things that are going to be drilled during training camp will translate to Sundays in Monday Night just around the corner. I'm excited to see the Ravens beat down the Buffalo Bills in the season opener. Like we said, it all starts tomorrow. Love you guys. I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in, man, and we'll see you in the next video.
Ray, when he wasn't looking, he ran me over.